What I'm going to show you how to do is make a Starry Night painting, just like Vincent van Gogh. If you want to teach a few kids how to paint a nice, cool painting of a Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh, this is an easy way to do it. What I'm going to do first is going to pretty much paint my whole surface with a mixture of blue and white. I want to have a nice lighter tone in this blue. This is an ultramarine blue and titanium white. And basically, I'm just going to fill up the whole paper with the mixture of blue that I create. Alright, let me get a mixture together that I want. I don't want it too dark. I'm going to lighten it up just a little bit. Try not to add all the white in there. So you can have your students or even yourself if you're working on this project. Just lighten up the blue just a little bit. That's a nice blue right there. Lighten up just a little bit more. Basically just going to fill up the whole entire paper with blue. And if you have your students do this, they can do the same. Your kids. And that's it. Let that dry for a little while. Try to get some more of these white spaces. Make sure you tell your students to cover up all of those small white spaces. You probably can't see it from the camera, but I can. And let that dry. And that'll be it. Alright, now that the background is dry, I'm going to go ahead and outline the landscape. I'm going to use basically just a crayon so it can show up on the blue paint. And the background is pretty simple. All I'm doing is just drawing shapes, circles from stars in the sky. Also, I'm going to draw my trees. My trees are kind of like a whimsical shape, and then I draw the houses at the bottom. Now, I'm not going to draw that many houses. He has several houses at the bottom, but I'm not going to draw that many. I'm just going to draw a few just to kind of give you an idea. You can add more houses if you like. So the first thing I notice is the sun over here, or the moon, excuse me. Not since it is at nighttime. The moon. Then also notice the whimsical tree. Of course, it's not going to be exactly like his, but close to it. And then you have the infamous wind, which I love. And then you have kind of like the clouds or mountains down here at the bottom. Have another kind of mountains, and then have like a church. A couple of houses. I'm just gonna do squares and stuff for my church and houses. Not the best, but you get the idea. And the main thing of this project, I just want you to get familiar with mixing colors. We're going to do the blue. So you're going to have a nice range of different blues, light blues, medium blues. And you're going to do that just by adding white and maybe a little yellow to it. And same with the moon and the tree and everything. One thing I like about this painting, he has a lot of color. He uses a lot of small strokes. And so go ahead and get started. Use a lot of blue and a lot of white. Here I have ultramarine blue, a little yellow, white, green. First thing I'm going to start off with my blue. Hold up, before I forgot the most important thing, my stars. Put a few stars over here, one right here, over here. How can I forget? Okay. Now, I'm just going to add some nice strokes, small strokes here at the top. And I'm going to go around my stars here a little bit. And this is just straight ultramarine blue. And I'm just filling in my background with small brush strokes. Alright, the next thing I want to do is add some white to what I already have. I'm just going to add just a little bit of tab of white. I don't want it too light. I'm light it up just a little bit because that blue is almost close to the main blue that I covered up my paper with. So I'm going to add just a little bit more lighter blue. Just a little bit lighter from this blue. So there we go, right there. That's better. I'm going to go around my stars. I'm going to let some of my blue from my background show. Alright, now in this wind part right here, I'm going to use more of a lighter blue. So I'm just going to add more white. Let's start. Kind of outline my wind. Alright. I'm going to get some lighter blue. A little bit lighter than what I already had. Just go in. Alright, what I'm going to do now is add a little bit of yellow to the mixture. Might turn a little green, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and start adding some of the yellow throughout the painting, especially throughout my moon. I'm going to do some nice clean strokes going around in a circle. By this time, this blue right here is pretty much dry, so which is okay. Some of the stars too. I like this. This is fun. Very fun. Your kids will like it too. Very easy, simple lesson. Looks good when you finish. What I want to do is lighten up some of that color that I have. It's a little grainy, but that's okay. Not much. It's not much light blue over here in this section. I'm going to go ahead and work on my trees. Now the tree is kind of a dark green. To be honest with you, I don't like the green. I don't like the color of the tree in Vincent van Gogh painting. I know you probably won't hear that from other artists, but I don't. But it gives a nice contrast between the darkness and the light background, so which is fine. With all those bright colors in the background, that tree is kind of like a muddy or neutral colored tree. So that's the only reason I don't like it. But we're gonna kind of get close to it. So I'm gonna get some of this blue that I have. This green that I have is pretty bright. So I would like to make it a little bit darker. So I'm gonna get some of this green, mix it in. Nice dark green. I'm gonna just go down and fill it in. Let some of the blue background show still, but just fill it in with this green that I just mixed. Your green doesn't have to be exactly like mine. Your painting don't have to be exactly like mine. I just want you to kind of get a gist of mixing colors and also creating some nice fun brush strokes. Alright, fill that in. I'm going to lighten up this green that I have with just a tad bit of yellow. Go back in. I'm lighting up just a little bit more. I'm just going to do some whimsical strokes. When I say whimsical, kind of wavy strokes, I should say, more so than whimsical. Wavy strokes. Again, I'm still letting up some of my blue from the background show. The blue is basically an underpainting. And so we won't have to fill in all that blue. I wonder, did he paint his whole canvas blue first before he painted this painting? Or did he just probably start from a white background? If he did, I think he painted a lot of layers on top of layers. So he probably, either way, I think he put a lot of paint on top of paint. So, alright, what I'm going to do is add a little red to my blue just to give it a darker color. When I add red and blue, of course, you get violet. So I'm going to put some of this violet in my tree. Just kind of give it a darker hue. Since in the painting, there's a lot of dark areas within the tree, so I'm going to add some of that blue and red right in there. Maybe just a hint of yellow to give it a browner color. I'm just going to start on my strokes. Alright. What I'm going to do is get a little yellow right here. I'm going to add some of that. Just a little bit, not much. Kind of more of some wavy lines. You can just do some wavy lines and that'll be good. And that's it for the tree. I'll put some more down here and that'll be it. Alright, what I'm going to do now is I love this background. I kind of don't want to go to the last section just yet. I need to do my moon, which is kind of an orangey color, so I'm going to do that right quick. And then I'm going to add some of that orange throughout my stars. So I'm going to get my yellow, get a dab of red, some yellow, nice orangey color. Paint in my moon. I'm going to add some white to it to thicken it up a little bit. There we go. add some right here. Put just a few strokes of that orange right down here. Not much, just a little bit. I'm just going to use that color that I just made. I just want to make this a little bit lighter. I also add some turquoise color. You don't have to do this, but just to give it another type of blue within the mix. I'm going to add some of this around here. Then I'm going to use some of my red. It's kind of dark down at the bottom, so I'm going to use my red and my blue. Mix it in to get a violet color. And I'm going to add some dark areas right in here. I'm just going to go around my houses rather. And just fill up this whole section with this violet blue. Alright, what am I going to do before I get lost in the paint? I'm going to outline my houses. Paint this section light blue. Paint this section white. Kind of the roofs I'm going to paint like a light color. Paint this section like a green. Other section like give it a light blue. Just paint this section like a light color. And that'll be it. I'm not going to get too carried away with the houses and stuff. Just kind of give a generalization of the houses. And now I'm going to add in my light blue. Just fill it in the background. Not much, just a little bit. Use a dark blue to cover the top part of the roof. I'm just going to use some different variations throughout the painting. Different variations of blues throughout the background right here at the foreground. Could go further, but I don't want to get too messy. I could come back and get that section. Let me do that right quick. And that's pretty much it. Hope you guys like it. You can show this to your students. I think your students will love this particular painting. And thank you so much.